Or should we go on the front steps?
Well, we're already going live. Say hi.
Hello,
Hey, everybody.
Hello. This is Improp. This is you enjoy while you can. Hello. I didn't tell anybody except her. We were going to do this.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi. So we thought we need to get out while the sunshine is out. I don't know who else is on. You'll have to do. Katie's going to do it for me.
Kane Hansen.
Hello. So we thought it was just been really on my heart lately how so many are feeling like we're bundled in. You know, we have to stay in. The walls are closing.
Hi, Nathan.
And I guess what it's just been really...
Oh, I have to tell you, it's 23 degrees right now.
Yes, it's 23 degrees. I do have a blanket on my legs. And I'm sitting on a chair pad because I thought sitting on cement on the back door steps. And if you hear the neighbor puppy dog, sorry. So how are you guys all doing first? Number one. Are you all doing A-okay? I hope you are. Hope you're all doing great. Katie's going to see this because I can't see far away. So, yep, it's 29 degrees. I've got my winter coat on. My nose is a little chilly, but the snow, there's no snow in the backyard, but we still have snow in the front yard.
A small little snow mound.
Maybe I'll do a little video later on it.
Rachel said, and I thought 46 was cold. That's what it's here.
That is probably very cold for you. Very cold. You know, it's beautiful. It's sunny. The wind is cold. The wind hasn't warmed up yet. The wind has a chill.
I think the air temperature is warmer than the wind.
Yeah, the wind when it comes through, wind is cold. That wind is very, very cold. But I'm thankful for the sun. You know, I think each day in all this, you know what? Each of us woke up today. Count that a blessing. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're still well, count that a blessing. You know, if you've got...
Hi, Alicia.
Your gardens and different things. Hi, everyone that's coming.
So Alicia said she's concerned for me, and many of you probably don't know what happened. I put on my personal Facebook a couple days ago that we got this big, you know, those containers of cheese balls that they sell at the grocery store. Well, I bought one of those, like a generic brand, and I ate them. I haven't ate them in like 4 years, and so I thought I'll try it. And so I got it, and I ate them late at night, and I went to bed, and I woke up the next morning, and my face, it was numb, and it was swollen, and my whole body was basically itching. I kind of had hives, I guess. And so it's been a couple days of not fun. So I found out I was allergic to them.
Well, that's what we're guessing. She has talked to the
but I'm okay now.
We're watching.
I'm watching.
Things are getting better. She has done... Yeah, as I bundle up here, the window's cold. My little tush is still warm because I'm sitting on this chair pad. But I guess the wind is cold on your head.
Alicia said it's mild and rainy today, sunny and warm tomorrow.
No, we're supposed to be getting snow. So here, can you pick this up? And you could show them. See? So I'm going to see if she can show you. Everybody go on a trip here.
I'm not going to make you dizzy.
But see,
you see the snow is gone in our yard here.
But in the front yard.
Yeah. But in the front yard, there's still a snowbank.
Yes.
There we go.
So,
I hope you could see that.
Some of you...
I cannot see the screen.
So I'm going to kind of jump back and why I think her body is kind of... So 3 years ago, some of you, or do you want to tell it?
Go ahead.
So 3 years ago, Katie went from being able to eat anything and everything to one day reacting to everything. And so for many, many months, she lived on boiled chicken and potatoes. She couldn't eat anything else. Everything
It was
kind
a
of
wonderful diet.
reacted. And so she went on the journey of eating, going to doctors. They thought wait, what it was. I gotta go back. She got a virus. That's what it was. She had a stomach virus. She didn't lose her cookies, but she just felt really nauseated, but it never went away. That's what it was.
Yep.
And so she went to the doctor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they, said, well, they couldn't figure out why it was lingering. And long story short, she ended up going through all these radioactive tests. They biopsied her stomach. They scoped her. She had drank radioactive liquid. She ate breakfast food that was radioactive. Everything, trying to figure out what it was.
Yeah.
And so the stomach doctor more or less told her body flipped. It just did a flip. And so she could no longer do cow's dairy. Little by little, she started to eat foods again, but she could not do dairy. So for the last 3 years, she has done no cow's dairy, not even a drop, and she gets sick. Also MSG. So we had to kind of really flip things. We were getting raw cow's milk and making yogurt and cheese and going on this beautiful journey. And all of a sudden, she couldn't be part of any of it. So it's learning to cook and be creative and tweak recipes and do things different. And she also has been diagnosed with Hashimoto's and stuff. And so her immune system is really funky. And then on that, she inhaled powdered cement. Was it last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. And that went in her lungs. We were pouring cement and she didn't wear a mask. Well, anyway, so she's kind of gone through all these things. Well, lo and behold, one day she got gutsy and said, let's try
cottage cheese.
And she's been eating it like ice cream with no reactions. Go figure. And so she's been trying all these dairy things, but the one thing she shouldn't try, that's probably the worst thing, is cheese balls. But should we say who did it? So Amy on Bachmanns Homestead was saying how they had cheese balls. A lot of you can eat them. And so
no, they were talking
said,
about it on Marco Polo, how they got them. And I said,
yes.
Oh, that sounds really good. I should go get them.
And so she's like, I haven't had them in 3 years. I'm going to go get some and try them. Well, I
didn't realize I was allergic to them.
So we're guessing that's what it probably is. It's the only thing that had been really different. She researched the dyes. She researched everything.
But I realized that
cheese
balls have really high MSG in them. So I'm wondering if it's that.
Yeah.
So Nathan said, Katie messed it up for you. Kids are really good at doing that.
She changed everything. Boy, in my life, I had teenagers. My kids were busy. The boys playing sports. Yep, at 39. Woo! My life flipped.
And Alicia said, oh my goodness, Katie. Praise God for that.
Yes, so we're still watching her. We're still last night was really rough for you. You were really, reacting.
I took 2 Benadryl to sleep.
So I think it must be just coming out of her system still. So we'll just keep an eye on that.
Hi, Tim.
So that's kind of what has been going on. So as some of you also know, we're still in recovery mode. So this whole craziness that's going on there, I'm sure it's affecting all your world. For us, our medical appointments have stopped, like I'm sure many of you. So she sits there with her eyes doing this. So if you watch her video, She Moves Mountains, laugh with her out of good fun, because
the next few videos are going to be...
Because the doctors have said her brain is like a snow globe.
Hi, Deb Ways.
So imagine if you take a snow globe and you shake it, that's kind of we're claiming it temporary brain damage from the car accident. And so Katie's eyes do this when she looks at things. Mine does this. So, I guess in this journey, it's been really learning. Like all of you, the world, as we're trying to think, what can, we're in halt. We had a situation, and Katie's had different situations that could halt her, and she could look at it and say, life stinks. Man, it sucks. I'm going to use that word. Man, this. Yep, we all have obstacles that come against us, but it's in that. What can you do? What can you do? She's been told, don't crochet like she used to. Don't do this. Don't do that. But what can she do? Maybe take a little break and then you try to do it. Maybe it's look around what projects that, before you were always wanting to do. I sit and think of the moms that are working, the people that are used to their kids in school. All of a sudden, they're having to learn many of the skills that some of you do homeschooling. They're having to learn, okay, we're going to have a craft time, we're going to read time, all these things. I mean, I think there can be so much good that comes out of this situation, as people bunkering down. We have someone that we know that his kids wanted ice cream, and he's a real estate person. And so he went to his office to get some ice cream for his girls. And he had said the other day, he said, as he was driving to and from work to get the ice cream, he noticed all the homes lit up in a way that they hadn't, because he would be coming home and he said, and he saw in the windows families coming together, probably playing board games, probably watching a movie together, reading together, cooking together. And so, as much as, I'm going to say faith-wise, Satan wants us to look at the evil he's doing, but we can be strong and say, this isn't going to get us down. We know who's in control of everything. But we can. It's all about our attitude. It's what can each of us do? It's stay connected with each other. I am so, so thankful for YouTube, for Marco Polo. Yesterday, my grandkids that live 100 miles away, their mom did a kids app thing. They were chatting with me and jibber jabbering and showing me painted toenails and there's an app called Family. What is it called? I'll have to link it in here. It's Family and Adventures in Family or something.
Adventures and Family or
in
something.
Family or something like that.com. And there's 20 virtual field trips that you can go on with your kids. And so my grandkids had talked about how they had gone to Mars and how they had gone on a field trip to the zoo. Yeah. It's like, people say the internet is bad, but it's good. We get to connect with one another. We get to check with one another in ways we would never possibly be able to. So
Nathan said a while ago he knows someone who's allergic to shellfish, so they load up in Benadryl and eat a ton, and if they have a reaction, they go to the ER, but they won't give up shellfish.
Well, I think Katie was stretching out on maybe something. Her body has gotten so used to eating really the way we should be. Less junk, more basic, healthy foods. And that's how we're trying to do it. And so I think when you add something that's so loaded full of toxinities.
Oh, and Deb's Way said it looks like it has warmed up in Minnesota for us to sit outside. It's actually like 23 degrees. So I guess it's a nice day.
I'm going to take something off my screen.
That's okay. It will go away.
Oh, will it? Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, and
we don't have any snow on the ground.
Yet.
Except the snowbank.
Yet.
Next week, we're getting a blizzard.
We're getting a blizzard next week. Yeah. It's life. I watch all you that have you're putting in garden seeds, or you talk about plants coming up. It's like, will that day come? Yeah.
In 2 months.
In May. We can't put plants in the ground till the end of May, sometimes as late as the beginning of June. So, and then we can have frost in October.
Yeah.
I mean, our season
Molly.
isn't very long, but it is what it is. And
Alicia said they're calling for thunderstorms today. Not typical this early in the year.
Isn't that crazy? The weather is so crazy. I think it's crazy everywhere. Some of you are slip sliding in mud and need to build an ark or a rowboat. How about a rowboat for your water?
Deb's Way said she's already had a couple of nice tomatoes from her little veggie garden.
Oh, yay. That's awesome. That's awesome. What else? So if you haven't watched it, Katie made She Moved Mountains a recipe yesterday. You know what's been in this thing of just learning to be creative with what we have. Mm-hmm. We stocked up on a lot of things, but there's a lot of things I realized, man, we could have done better. Mm-hmm. We did cut up fabric for those.
Oh, she's in Florida.
Oh, Florida. We cut up fabric for those, for family cloths, for the easy things.
The DIY toilet paper.
Yeah, the DIY toilet paper. We're ready there. I realized vanilla. We did not do well enough stocking up on vanilla. We have coffee, but not vanilla. But we were talking to Amy at Bachmanns Homestead the other day how there was no yeast where she was. So then I was kind of mentioning to my mom who's 80, what did people do?
That's right. She used to live in Minnesota and now she lives in Florida.
Oh, so the temperatures here. Yeah. Ooh, how different. That's got to be really different. So yesterday my mom was saying, well, they made soda bread. Doesn't take any yeast. My mom does the sourdough bread, but you have to start with create your starter. But if you want bread in a hurry, and you don't have yeast or whatever, check out her video. And then, the horizon is so big of what you can do with it. But it was soda bread and it was really good. But it was so funny though, because I'm trying to stand back and I'm seeing her do this, make like, it looks like a tube, you would use for a wreath. And she's going around and around. And I thought, what is she doing? What are you doing? And I thought, don't say anything, like stand back. And then I'm just like, what are you doing? And she said, I'm making it round. I said, but it's not like an inner tube round. And she says, well, it says round. Well, her brain had gone on a brain fart or squirrel, whatever you want to call it. And so then I had to go over and kind of re-grip her together. And it was supposed to be more round, And so we laughed and
it was one of my
she
moments.
Did well. It's like, it's trying to encourage. Do you find encouraging younger people or other people? She was ready to call the whole video a kibosh. And I'm like, no, laugh with it. We all have moments where, I give her so much credit for still pursuing through everything that, in spite of her brain where it's at or her eyes or all those things, it's like, we all need to, in different things in our lives, is keep pushing through it. And I'm sure you're being a light where you are, encouraging other people. But do you want to share what you did yesterday?
What did I do yesterday?
On the roof. So
what did I do yesterday?
Okay. So yesterday,
I'm trying to
I'm not saying this to toot her horn. I just want to use this as an example that it shows that so many in this area, even though they may be used to doing things, going to the store, buying their stuff.
They're saying that you can use beer for bread too.
Oh, beer for bread. Okay. We don't have any, but wow, that's something new to learn. I've had beer bread before.
Brenda says she has a video on how to make it.
Beer bread?
No, beer bread that tastes like yeast bread. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for sharing that. See, we're sharing in how to do. So yesterday, this person that we're both friends with had put to share, what are some creative ways you're doing things. And I don't know, some of you all know that, sorry, the neighbor's dog, had
Oh, hi, Katie.
how God is just really stretching her. And sometimes she really struggles with that. If you were to look back, if you knew us years ago, for us to be doing this and be on YouTube, no, 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 no. I'm the behind the scene person. No, 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 no. Don't stretch me. Well, anyways, they were saying, what are you doing creative wise? And so I said to Katie, why don't you call? It was this radio station here. And I said, just share what you do. And thankfully to all you guys who cheer her on, we cheer each other on, but I thank you how you cheer her on and encourage her, because she unloaded, I think, a whole wealth of wisdom.
I just unloaded, like everybody's told me, like, share what you do. And so it didn't seem like I was tooting my horn. Like, I literally was just like, well, I've made soda bread. You don't need yeast for it. And I've made liquid laundry soap from scratch. I've made kombucha and fermented veggies, and I so much. Like, I was unloading what I've done. And I said, I video called with the Broussards. I was telling them how I have some friends in Louisiana and they're showing me the beehives, and how I video chatted with my nieces and nephews. Like, I was just telling them different ideas how to get through this. And she's like, you need to have a YouTube channel. I was sharing these ideas, and I was like, it's kind of funny that you say that, because I already do. And she's like, really? And I had a really hard time, because I was like, I don't want to toot my own horn. I don't want this to be me. So I was telling her, I was like, it's not me, but it's God that's doing it through me. And so she was like, well, what's your YouTube channel?
Yeah. But the cool thing was,
I was like, oh no.
You were encouraging other people to think outside of the box, instead of
like,
looking
what
at
can
the
you do?
four
And
walls.
I was telling her, it's just been so much fun. Like, what can you do while you're at home? What can you use and make while you're at home?
I mean, this is basic stuff for us, but to so many people, as you all know out there, they don't know this stuff. They don't know. And I think that's the beauty of connecting with other people. It's the beauty of technology. It's the beauty of sharing, that we're educating other people, and through all this, it's brought up discussions that I sit and think, I've never had some of the discussions I have, even with my own mom, about what they did years ago. And it's brought up more and more conversations about the different farms my grandparents had. Just learning so much. I mean, I didn't realize the other day that my one grandparent had 2 farms. One was in Minnesota, one was in Wisconsin. It's basic things that everybody's doing now, or some of you have always been doing. Some of it got lost. I have to say, in my family line, we are the freaks. We are the freaks. No one else in our family does. They've kind of let go of some of the, they're not canning anymore. They aren't doing the things. And so we are the freaks, but that's okay. You know what? It's good to see it. Like, I have a family member that I was really worried. They're used to just going to the store. They live close to a store and getting home. And I thought, oh, yikes, are they going to be ready? And lo and behold, they had little by little each week been stocking up on things, and they're okay. So it was, they maybe not doing the canning and some of that aspect of it, but they were thinking in preparation.
So
in a
Alicia
better way.
said Katie has a great teacher, and she also said she made powdered laundry soap a few months ago, her first time simple recipes online. And Deb's Way said this is a struggle for many people. They don't know what to do with all this free time. She's going to be baking. And then Alicia said she's going to be making some seat cushions for her new dining room set today. She loves to sew. And she said some ideas to keep busy: sewing, knitting, crocheting, word search, read the Bible, devotionals, game activities with kids, baking.
Yes. Now, when you say reading, we can't read because of our eyes, but we can listen. See, that's the beauty. You can turn audiobooks on. You can, if you want to read the Bible, you can turn it on audio. There are so many things, to read. But I can listen. I can hear. I can, is what can you do? But yeah. And you know what? We can be outside. Even in 29 degrees, we can be outside. It's sunny. When I sat and thought, what happens if we couldn't go outside? What happens if you couldn't walk out in your yard? What happens if you couldn't walk around your neighborhood?
24 degrees.
Oh, it's 24 degrees? Oh. We were talking to a family member, my son, where he works. He does commercial and construction. And I thought, well, how are they doing that? They're having to do the social spacing of 6 feet. And I thought, wow, that can be interesting, when you're building something. Something else that when they say the masks thing, yep, we know people that work in the hospitals that are involved in the surgery part and everything else. And yep, they have masks like they've always had the masks, but they don't have the masks for the virus. And that's a real issue. And so, yep, they're waiting for that stuff. And so when they say we can stay home and save some of that supplies for the people that care for our loved ones, that care for people that, they need to be protected. They need to be protected, but we can stay home and be busy. We can bunker down, but we can go outside.
Alicia said she's glad they have a small backyard with a swing set, a slide, and a trampoline for the kids.
Oh, yes. 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 We have, you want to show, this is what our backyard looks like. She's going to take you, I'll let her do this.
I don't know if I can. I'll try.
Right here, the basketball hoop.
Can you see that? I hope you could.
So we have toddler stuff.
I can't see the screen.
We usually watch a little guy comes here, or my grandkids they like
it's all
it too.
Plastic houses and slides.
But and the other stuff's in the garage. But his mom's work closed during all this, and so it's just
Alicia
us.
said,
it's really
Tim
quiet.
said more people are wearing masks now. That is great. Our Uber driver, was wearing a mask for delivering our food yesterday.
I have, this whole thing. So as much as I keep saying I'm going to be 62, I'm not old. Nope, I'm still young. Then you get that notice again today when it says stores are opening earlier for those people that are 60 and older. And I went, really? Now you just made me feel old.
Deb's Way just asked if a lot of stores in Minnesota have closed. Yes and no.
Yeah. Walmart is changing the hours.
Like our grocery stores are still open. Like our spas and our hair salons, those are closed.
Our physical therapy at the clinic,
gyms are closed.
Well, that would be connected. Like the hospital would be here, there'd be a walkway, and then the specialty building, that is closed.
A lot of the doctor's appointments that are not urgent have been canceled. The non-urgent surgeries have been canceled. What else? There's been a lot that's been limited.
Yep.
Then the governor, they said, is going to have some big announcements today. So we aren't sure what that is today, but we'll find out later.
My one son works for a major delivery company, I'll put it that way, and they have been told they will work to keep everything flowing for the world, the world, until everything would shut down. Then that would stop them. But until then, he goes to work and he does, will continue having his job.
Alicia said you're a spring chicken.
I'm a spring chicken.
And she also said clinics and doctors' offices are closed where you are. Or where she is, I'm sorry.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. All I keep saying is, I don't know how, I know I'm at home. I'm going to bunker down. It's okay to be at home. I don't have to be running, which I don't do that anyways, but I know who holds tomorrow. I will say that much. And so we just hold on, right? We hold on with our faith.
Alicia said state of emergency a few hours away from us because people were not listening and staying inside. Our state they labeled state of emergency last week.
Yeah. But
oh, hey Gail.
Katie has, even though, how do I say this? Even though her immune system and mine, I guess we're now realizing, when I kind of said, oh, she took it as she can just be out there.
I told her she's grounded to the house, and I said I would go.
I got grounded by my baby. Told me, Mom, you're grounded.
And I said I'll go, but now I'm realizing the things that I've battled with my health that they're like,
you're immune compromised.
I'm like, oh well, I'm glad I went to the store and now I'll bunker down.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not fun.
No, but I think, we've pretty much since fall really had to.
We haven't really gone anywhere.
Take a step back. We tried one time before this really got bad, after a doctor's appointment, going into a store, and Katie should have had been like those a racing horse, where they put these on and walk through the store this way, because her eyes, because they go out, it was like, like this. And she says, I can't handle this. Like, it was overload. And so that just a lot, that keeps us home.
Deb's Away asked if we have the N95 masks. Actually, we were starting to kind of worry because they were getting buttoned out. Not worry, but
concerned.
Because they were getting buttoned out. I went into our garage a couple weeks ago and I was looking through our stuff and I realized we have some, because 2 years ago when we were pouring down that cement and I accidentally inhaled it and some of the powder went into my lungs, they told me to go buy those masks like right away, and we got a big box. Well, I guess not a big box, but a box.
We do have
and
some.
So we have some. But so that is great, because I was like, I didn't realize we had some until I left.
Yeah. No. So one thing now that they said Amazon is changing, the shipping of it only being medical and supplies and everything like that. I realize we've gotten stocked up on our medications, but my one medication, I'm realizing my insurance changed and I have to go my thyroid meds. And I'm trying to decide, I do have enough for 40 days. So I can ride out 40 days, but it's thinking of when do I switch to, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I should have done better planning, but when you're on a fixed budget and you're trying to take care of all the loop ends of everything, and then you're, still doing all your bills and everything else, it gets kind of tricky of how you're going to do it. But my new insurance, I would have to go in, which I don't want to do. And I have to pay for the lab fee. Last time I did this, I had to pay the office visit and the lab fee, and it was over $400 just to get my thyroid medicine renewed for a year or 6 months or what. I don't know why they're saying now 6 months where it used to be a year. So I'm trying to get them, and so is the pharmacy, to do an extension with everything to keep me out of the clinic that way. So that's kind of my prayer, that they will, give grace in that, at least, for a couple months more. And then I'll have to kind of deal with it, I guess. But so what are some things that some of you are probably saying you were prepared about everything and weren't short of anything. Is there anything any of you realize now, rats, you should have been stocked up on better? We can learn from each other. Is anybody saying anything?
It's always a 20-second delay.
Oh, it's a 20-second delay? Okay. I wish we could grow vanilla beans here. That I would want to. Oh, I was going to tell you while you're doing that. So her hands, we tried the
Everclear 151 for a hand sanitizer.
She went in the liquor store the other day for the first time with my son to get Everclear so we could make sanitizer. Except don't put that sanitizer. I don't know what she did, but we figured out
I got a chemical burn
on my hands. Like on the outer layer of her skin from
it's peeling.
So she's kind of
Alicia said, you think you're prepared until you need to buy more toilet paper. Deb's Way said, not really. We prep every hurricane season, so we've got loads of canned goods and paper goods. Alicia said, making sure I stock up on getting an extra pack every month from now on. Deb said, staple goods run out, so we need to go shopping soon for things like paper towel, toilet paper, etc.
We had to get a little bit of toilet paper. We were pretty good. I think, if I had to go ride this journey out with anybody, she is the easiest to do this
Alicia
with.
said Caitlin can't use hand sanitizer. It bothers her asthma.
Ah. Wow. Katie and I we're pretty creative, pretty simple. Where everybody thinks it has to be meat for your protein. We will just eat, even if it's just plain kidney beans and a vegetable. I mean, we can make a meal so simple.
Gil said milk. Had to freeze gallons of milk.
Yeah, we didn't. Well, we didn't. You weren't doing dairy at the time, but
so I guess over the last couple of months, I got a few cans of powdered goat milk.
Yep.
And we have powdered milk, a few bags.
Yep.
So if we had to have milk, we have some.
And when we've really looked at the thing of, as adults, we typically don't need milk to drink, Yeah. Like they say it's more for the babies, but to get your calcium other ways. And so that's what we're trying to be creative in that way. I probably should have stocked up better more on foods that would do more calcium. I do take a calcium supplement though. And then I take my Moringa every day. Oh, if you have not done Moringa, it is so power packed. And that is my go-to for my RA and fibro and stuff. It has given my life back. It has just been, at one time when I wasn't, I think, this journey, when we look at good can come out of everything bad. When Katie's body flipped, even though we were canning, we were doing things different, but there were it made us curb things even more. And there was a time I was having to take Tylenol with codeine, like popping them every 4 hours. My doctor had given me 100 at a time, and it was like nothing was controlling the pain. It was like I was trying that. I was trying gabapentin. I was trying all these things just to get the pain and for me to feel normal. And it was like each day just to wake up and move. It was so horrible. And you know what? I don't take any of that anymore. I take my Moringa. I take Yeah, I do my calcium supplement right now. Just they're kind of on my case, but I'm trying to. In this season, I'm doing it being that we're kind of more homebound of not getting broccoli and some of that stuff that I probably should have done. But as a whole, and we're doing the vitamin D, which, in Minnesota, we don't get enough sunshine like some of you during the seasons. And so I, when they test our blood, we're actually can be low on vitamin D. At one time, Katie was really low. I don't know why, but
Gil said that he's using the chest freezer that they weren't using, and now it's full of milk, tortillas, cheese, and bread. Alicia has 6 Thrive Life cans of milk, and Deb's Away said, I would hope that the younger generation learns that it is necessary to plan for emergency situations that you can't fly by the seat of your pants forever. Oh, Gail has 2 chest freezers. I'm sorry.
We have one, but mine's really old. It's like 36 years old. I keep thinking, oh no, you're going to go out one day. And so we use it, but I try not to use that. Most of the time I'm like, what can we dehydrate?
Yeah.
We can everything that possibly can. 99% of our meat is canned that we've canned. I have a friend that they don't use their powdered milk, and they actually gave us, I think, a couple cartons of regular milk too. But when I was little, there was no formula. My mom talks about they took canned milk and she added water to it. That was my formula.
It's windy.
That wind is cold. It almost feels like in the fall when you think it's beautiful and that wind comes through and it's like,
Deb's Way says,
winter.
I have got to learn how to can.
Oh, once you learn, it will become your new addiction. It is my addiction.
Pressure canning and water bath canning, it's addicting.
Katie will do that. Katie will say, okay, what can we go in the, I don't need both these. What can we go through the freezer? And in fact, we have, we were just recently gifted a pork loin
that I'm going to can.
That we always can up. We just cube it up, raw pack it. It's amazing. It's amazing. And so my oldest still lives at home, and he is that junky food person. And so when we're doing different things, he'll come upstairs and he'll say, oh, that smells so good. And I think one day you're going to be willing to try something more than you do. But he will at times say, Mom, what you got in the pantry? What can we make? And so that makes my heart sing. And yeah, it's we've been able to use our pantry last fall to help a single mom with her 2 little girls that was in need of food.
You'll have to go get on the tractor and start working the fields.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Gil. Have a good day. So yeah, it is hopefully this will wake everybody. So what are you doing? Are you doing anybody do puzzles or board games?
How are you entertaining yourselves?
I was going to play a board game with Katie the other day. And then when I talked to my grandkids yesterday, they said, Grandma, we played, I forget what's the name of the game. Anyways, I said, oh, that's where my board game is.
The board game's 100 miles away.
It's 100 miles away, but that's okay. We've got games. But we're just having fun, truly just watching you guys' gardens and watching, hearing how everybody else is getting through this and seeing. Oh, Katie's going to be doing a video, putting up several. She did a road trip with my son, and it was from Arizona through Minnesota. And they're beautiful, beautiful pictures. And I said, you need to get that up. Even though it was a couple years ago, the scenery, they're breathtaking. And it's so fun. And I thought how encouraging, when you are just you can't get out beyond your property, but some of you are so busy. You're so busy. When we're crazy busy, then the rest of you, it'll be hot and you'll be inside like we are when we're cold. You'll be inside probably cooling because it's so hot. But
So Deb's Way said they're entertaining by TV, playing piano, playing on YouTube, thinking about videos to make, and she's missing shopping.
Do you love to shop?
And Alicia said she did a word search yesterday, played a memory card game with Jacob, and started a game of Trouble with Caitlin. She must finish the game with her today. She went for a walk with the hubby and 3 kids. Corey loves his new wagon. Corey's a handful, very busy.
I will say, I do think of you that have young ones at home. I remember that stage. Majority of the years I've had my children, I walked that journey alone, doing them here at home alone, and having to be creative the days that you might be homebound, or I guess our situation closest to this now is not, there's times I didn't have a vehicle, so it was, okay, what do we do? And learning to be, or the weather being bad.
Deb's Way said she unfortunately likes to shop. Sometimes it's just window shopping. I don't buy a lot, but I like to look.
Yeah. That's what the one day was a couple weeks ago.
Sorry.
After a medical appointment, I said, can we go in this one store? I needed to see something that was color. Because it had been snow everywhere. And it was like, I needed to see something beyond white. And we were already in town. And I said, let's just go look. And to me, it was like, it felt like walking through the store. We actually walked through Home Goods for just a few minutes. But it had all their Easter colors and all the silk flowers and all these different things. And it reminded me of my grandma, because my grandma would be bringing out all their Easter stuff and all their colorful stuff and everything. Here we've simplified so much over the years that at one time I was just donating stuff away and they thought we were moving, and I said no. I'm just realizing less is better. Just simplify, and because I kind of feel like I don't think we're always going to stay here. I don't know. I've been shown kind of in a vision, I will say, but kind of I just know when my things are changing here, and to really be able to do what makes our heart sing, what we want to do. We want to be more self-sufficient to do some of those things. We cannot do them here. Especially now, as some of you, maybe in your areas, the rulings have changed and how some of that, and either if you stay here, you have to conform to just being basic, or you have to get out of the, break the walls, the barriers, and when we all get through this, right?
Alicia said Amazon shopping is her thing, even more so now. And she said she's looking forward to when the flowers start blooming. We also have a duck pond behind our house we'd love to take the kids to feed the ducks. She said, sorry, I typed too much.
It's okay.
No, you're fine.
Alicia, check Amazon, because I know they are changing some of the guidelines of what they're going to be shipping out. They're going to be curbing back on
it's
some
only
things.
Going to be like the necessities and the medical stuff.
Yeah, so check on that. If there's something any of you need to order through Amazon, make sure that they're still shipping that stuff now. But I know that they were really starting to kind of curb back.
For a time.
Yep. I think they're so bombarded with everybody home now too, but it's to get out what's priority.
Yeah.
And different things. So changes.
I was just on there this morning. They're getting rid of what is on there, and then only important home goods is on there. Household goods is on there.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sure like cleaning products and stuff.
Yeah. Do you hear that little brrr? Our furnace clicking back on again. It's like, I'll be glad when that isn't clicking on anymore.
Deb's Away said she ordered a CD called Doc Martin from Amazon, and so far they say delivery will be before April 6th.
Oh.
We ordered some Moringa, and they said it's supposed to be here on Saturday. It hasn't shipped yet.
We have,
I'm
I have
hoping.
Moringa. I mean, we made some capsules.
No,
I do have containers of it. It was just like,
it'll just be interesting if it still
it's
ships.
like I just wanted to kick one, be ahead. And the Moringa that I have in containers, I know I could put it in food and I do it that way and all that. But for me, it's just on better days. I make my own capsules. I learned about it from Big Family Homestead. And, buying the vegetable, whatever capsules, and I make them.
The vegetarian capsules.
The vegetarian capsules, yeah. And make them so. But I can do the powder too. It's just, I guess that's my one thing of luxury. Is I just take the capsules, but no, it's being open to being creative.
Yeah.
It's open to make a new way or do it in a different way or, so. But I'm thankful for the sun. I am so thankful for the sunshine.
Deb's Way says her hubby and her love Doc Martin. They already have the CDs for season 1 through 8. They're watching them again these days.
Ah.
And she also said it's about being self-sufficient.
Yep. Well, my son comes up. I have a family member that says, well, what movies are you watching? And I said,
YouTube.
And they're like, you're not downloading any movies? I said, we're trying to keep up with our friends. I said, oh my goodness, you should see. And then we share. Oh my goodness, you guys, my family thinks you all are just right here with us. Because I'll say, oh, you should see so-and-so's garden. And so-and-so's doing this. And did you know this inside? Do you know? And they said, where does this friend live? And then I have to laugh. And I said,
across the country.
I've never met him in person, but I feel like I have. So we watch all you guys. We don't always get to comment because we're listening as we're putzing or doing something. I have been actually trying to write down more and not rely at all being in my computer because I think what happens if all of a sudden something in the internet and then that recipe or that, I don't want to lose it. So my family laughs at me because I'm still going back to old school pen and paper on a lot of things. Just, that way. But I'm
getting cold.
Are you getting cold? Are you cold? She's sitting outside with sandals with socks.
Yeah.
I have at least some shoes on. And you're sitting on the cement steps. So yeah, so what else is going? So we're hanging out laundry. We're gonna do that today. And what else are you gonna do today?
Yeah, I'm hoping for spring. That's why I dress like this.
We're gonna can some
chickpeas and pork loin.
Chickpeas. We're gonna can chickpeas. We're canning russet potatoes.
Deb's Way, we are sitting on cement steps, but she's sitting on a chair pad.
I'm sitting on a chair pad. You want the blanket to sit on? You can.
It's not my butt. It's my fingers that are like burned.
Put them in your pocket.
And my nose is
cold. Put them in your pocket. My nose is cold. So we're gonna be canning chickpeas, russet potatoes, pork loin.
It's gonna be a busy day.
What else? I think the pork loin is pretty big, so that'll be many jars.
Molly said they're going to be making some raised beds, and Alicia, she wants me to make a video on canning.
So you'll have to do that. Have to do the videos. Oh, the other video I wanted to get up is one day. This is, again, probably 3 weeks ago or so. I don't know if some of you know Bachmanns Floral, the delivery service and stuff. We walked through the store real quick. The colors and the it was on Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
That's when we were there. And it was just so colorful and everything was so spring. And to us, it just kind of, so we have things recorded. It just, she does all the editing because my little tablet doesn't do it. And so,
Deb's Way said next year
does
she's
it.
hoping to have a raised bed garden. She's following a channel that is making a raised bed out of cement blocks. And Deb's Way said Bachmanns is beautiful.
We had a neighbor down the road that had a garden out of raised beds. It was really pretty cool how they did it, because in all the outside blocks, they would put plants, but they would also do flowers that would keep, different things away. And their little garden did really well. We have to change ours. So some of you might not know. So we kind of, for a while, we did a couple things in pots, but for a long time, I was just getting things from other farmers or a farmer friend at church. And that's kind of what we were doing because physically, I just couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to get myself healthy again. And it was just, when it's kind of like when life halts, And so I had the most beautiful, huge perennial bed that I'm now realizing all those plants were medicinal, all this stuff. And I had to just say, come and rototill it all up. So my yard had to go to a blank slate. And because if you look at what you can't do, it makes you not a very happy person. And so I just looked at it. My hands wouldn't have been able to do it. I still can't on some of those things. That's why we have to do raised beds. But I couldn't care for it. I couldn't take care of it. And so it all went.
Yeah.
And that has been kind of like, oh my goodness, now to look at, we're in so many ways, we're starting different things all over again. And then so last year, she wanted to do things different. So I said, let her go. And sometimes you have to, it's in letting go you learn. And so I let her pick an area. You did what we could do. And we didn't have raised beds. We still don't know how that's going to happen. But if raised beds get built, I can be part of it. I can feel contributing. I can reach that. I can do that with my hands. It's easier for me to feel part of and do. And it just, for both of us, will make it easier. Plus the part of the yard we have to do it in with our septic and stuff where the sun is. Some of you would probably love our yard in the summertime. 3/4 our backyard is shade. You can go from the front yard to the backyard and there's a temperature change. But if you want to do a garden, it doesn't make it easy. And to get rid of that tree would be $3,000. So we're looking at, you do what you can do and not look at what's against
Alicia
you.
said she's looking forward to when the flower nurseries open. They go and let Caitlin pick out some flowers. She wants to get some star tomatoes, and they hope they work this year. She also said, do you know what flowers are good in the shade? Her backyard is quite shady.
Not offhand, but I'm sure there's people that have wisdom in that. Right now, my brain is not.
If we think of something, we'll let you know.
I can let you know, or if somebody thinks of something and you know that.
She said, same here. Even
Alicia,
when
for
it
me
is
to
hot,
brainstorm a lot of things with this whole journey of my head.
She said, same here. Even when it is hot, we put the kids' pool in the backyard and keep it cool in the shade.
Few years ago, my son was building in between homes, selling the one house and the other house wasn't ready. And we had her old above 3.5-foot pool at the time. And so we put that up. My granddaughters were so excited to go swimming. Do you realize that whole summer they maybe went in it 4 times?
We have well water, so it's very cold.
Well, and not just that, but it never got hot enough to heat up the pool.
Yep.
It might be hot, feel warm outside a little bit, but to really heat up a pool, no. So it's crazy. It's
And Molly said, Kira's teething bad, and you need to message Clint about raised beds.
I know. So yes, I have to go through. So my one son makes barn doors as a second side job, and barn furniture and different things out of his garage. So for a while I was going there, and because his scrapsy was burning, I'm like, no. I can use
Hi, Grampy
piece that
Campy.
together for raised beds. Like, don't burn them. So we have a little bit of a stash, and I haven't been over there lately, for a while. And of course, we can't go over there now because
we're on lockdown.
They have locked Grandma. They've locked Grandma
Alicia
down
said the
from
last
seeing
few
them
years
too.
have been terrible, very hot and humid there.
Oh wow. Grampy, we're talking about how we're getting through this. We're gonna rally with creative ideas. What are people doing to still feel productive at home? How we're watching each other, what's going on in each other's worlds, how prepared were we? It is 23 degrees here. And I think where Grampy is, it's probably cold there because he's Michigan. Yeah. But you know what? It's sunny out. I have a dear friend that passed away yesterday. And she was like a mom to me. And I think of her daughter in this journey.
Grampy said it's 41 degrees.
It's 41 degrees where you are? Oh, wow.
It's warmer by him.
Wow. I would always think you guys would be so cold. Wow. Yeah, it is.
Well, think of when we got snow, they didn't get snow. Michigan.
Yeah. And our church is like 20 miles away, and we can be dumped and they don't have any, and vice versa. So yeah, it's kind of even on a cold day like this, though, I do still like to open my window a crack and get feel that cold fresh air in the house is so
Alicia
refreshing.
said the sun gets me in a better mood on the cooler days. Grampy said we usually are, and it's windy. We didn't get as much snow as normal.
Our snow was lower this year,
and it melted too fast.
Although snow period. I mean, my older kids are in their 30s. Well, the oldest one he's getting old. He's going to be 41. He's not old. Sorry if some of you are 41, you're not old. But we razz him that he's getting older because she's the baby. But and it's not old. We just give him. We like to pick on him. But when they talk about when they were younger, how all the snow, like so much all the time, the snowbanks being so high, and different things, and as things change, of course, for everybody, their climates and everything are different. But yeah, this year, Grampy, are you supposed to be getting the snowstorm next week?
We're getting a blizzard.
We're getting a blizzard. But you know what? The thing is it's not gonna stay very long. But March can actually, we can get dumped on snow in March. I mean, we can. But we're already.
Deb's Way says, I won't give the temp where I am. I'll just say that I'm in Florida.
That's okay. Let us enjoy your temperature.
What is it? How warm?
Let us dream. Because probably the temperature you're at will
And Alicia said, 40 is not old, folks.
No, it's not old. I'm teasing. No, because if it was, I'd be a dinosaur, because I was 39 when I had Katie.
It's 84.
Oh, we get that temperature July. Probably not till July does it get 84.
Sometimes the end of June, if we're lucky.
Sometimes.
If we're lucky.
We have had some.
And it's sunny.
Oh, it was
Is
sunny
it humid?
here.
Is it humid, or does the humidity come later?
It's sunny here. It looks like you could go outside in no jacket until you get out here and it's like freezer.
Grampy said, I love you both so much. I hope you know we haven't had the amount of snow for years from what we used to get. March can be all over the place.
We love you too, Grampy. We love each one of you.
And Deb's Way said, no humidity yet. So it's just nice.
Oh, that would be nice. That would be so foreign to us. That would be just really weird to go somewhere where it'd be.
Because our summers are normally humid. Like we just have that. I don't know.
Okay, in my life, I've never, like when it's been snow.
But they're not humid like down south, so I shouldn't say that.
I've never gone anywhere like during our snow weather to where it's nice. She got to go through that. That's where those pictures. A couple years ago, she went to Arizona, and it was like, oh wow, how fun would that be to be so opposite? You went in February.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, wow, we were in snow.
Deb's Way said, young adults still came down to our beach for spring break until the governor closed down everything. They didn't know about all the virus warnings.
I heard that. I was like, people, stop.
Well, and there was people from here on my Facebook going down to Florida, and I'm like, stop, don't go.
That's what's really been saddening is we know many families that have young kids that have said, the rates are low, let's go travel. It's like, really? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? I don't think, we don't want to live in a panic. I understand that. But, like our family members that are medical nursing staff and stuff, they're like, we go out, we're the ones that have to go out. You that don't need to go out, stay home. Like, let's nip this down quicker.
Mm-hmm.
If we, I don't know.
Deb's Way said, I wouldn't want to risk traveling anywhere outside of my home right now. And Alicia said, oh no, that is crazy. Common sense, though. Amen, Bonnie.
We don't want to be in panic. But, I think this world.
Grampy asked, what are we going to plant this year if we have a garden?
Okay, Miss Gardner. She's the one that has all the seeds.
I don't know what I'm going to plant. There's too many options.
It depends upon how many raised beds and how we can get the soil prepared and what containers we can come up with.
I want to plant tomatoes. I want to do bell peppers and hot peppers. If I figure out a trellis, I want to do loofahs.
Yep.
And I want to do eggplants if I can. I want to try to do okra because I got some seeds from some friends. And what are some other ones? Some sunflowers. Carrots, radishes, beets. Oh, there's so many things. I have so many options. I haven't narrowed it down to what I'm going to grow.
We could do, I don't know if we could turn our whole front yard into a garden, it would be nice. But
Duncan said, what's so bad about being home?
Well, exactly. We've gotten spoiled of, that's why I think in some ways there is so much good coming out of all this.
Oh, and Deb's Way said she has a variety of tomato plants, carrots, green beans, and green onions. She just has a small container garden going. I forgot we were going to do green beans and onions.
Last year we did something I've never done was watermelon radishes.
Oh, she said not
Those
home area, her neighborhood area.
Oh, okay.
And Grampy doesn't like okra. He said, I am home every day except once a month. That's about it.
I think, I think what has been lost, which I think is getting back and getting gained, is family time. I think people of, uh, we know people when the internet's gone, they're like, what do we do? What do we do? We don't know what to do. Like, we are lost. Or if they can't run, you know, and, I think this is out of all this. I honestly have to say, I think it's awakening people to get back to what our generations or many of us have always been doing: family time, cooking that food at home,
Mm-hmm.
sitting down at the table, playing games, listening to each other, conversations.
Eating at the dinner table.
hmm I think it's really, there's so much good that is actually coming out of this season if we all look at it. Like that, like I said, that friend, that young friend that we know that said when he drove to work and back to see all the lights on in the homes that normally weren't on, and to see families together. I mean, that's what we need to focus on. The good that's coming out of this is, what did this season cause you to change and do something that's so good that got lost?
Deb's wife said that's true for the internet and when there might be a power outage. Alicia said it is definitely an awakening, a shaking. People need to get back to God.
They need to get back to God. They really do. So have some of your churches been doing it online? I know ours did. They actually did a segment for the youth. They played worship music.
And they did
a
small
little
groups
devotion.
through Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, it probably would be hard. I think of, I want to, my mom is 80. My mom's at home. Nobody's going over there. She's kind of whatever. But she
Mm-hmm.
was prepared. She is, there's, and she is baking bread. She is having fun. She's watching her YouTube channels, and she is just having, kind of sharing through that. And so there's that common ground of everything. But, I sit and think back, when I was a kid, my mom went through a really rough thing in life, and how she cared for us kids, and how the basic ways of, when things are thrown at you, how do you go through it? And my mom is a woman of faith. She is a warrior, and how, I just sit and think of, we had the powdered milk. I can remember Saturday. We asked her once. We were talking one time. We said we would, every Saturday night we had white rice with milk over it with cinnamon sugar. And we said that was like one of the best, those fun meals that that some of you up here, you have to realize we're not always the hot spices back then. This is more Norwegian, German, Swedish area.
Food.
So they cook more bland. It's more the meat, potato, basic. They don't always do all the. So when we do some of the new things, we kind of try to bring in. It
Bye, Brenda. Have a good day.
Changes things. But anyways, and she would say, because she was working and got tired of cooking, because even back then she made food, from scratch. And so that, I mean, it was, we didn't go without. It was really good. And it's like, meals can be simple to stretch out your food. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Is we made a dish the other day I kind of hadn't made in years, and it was called. It was like a pork noodle. I don't know what you want to call it, casserole, hot dish thing, but with cheese in it and stuff. And years ago, I made it with pasta. Well, I knew my stash of pasta wasn't as huge as I would like, but I have lots of rice. And so I browned the pork chops. They were pork chops I had made from one other meal, so I had some extra, browned them, cut them up, and took the pork chops and I cooked the rice in the browning of the pork chops, and added water to that like you would do if you're going to do a gravy. So I cooked the white rice in there so that absorbed the flavor. And then and you can usually add sour cream. I didn't have any. So I thought, well, but we threw in some cheese that we had and so I threw in the cheese, knowing she could eat that now. And so we did the it was pork and rice and cheese and celery and onion. What else do we put in there? Salt and pepper. Yeah. And just kind of threw it all together. Oh, I think I added a little bit of milk. But if you didn't have milk, you could add just a little bit of liquid of something. Yeah. Anyways, stirred that all together. It was good. Then a couple days later, we ate it and we put we had gotten some spices from a YouTube friend from down south, and we used
cayenne and jalapenos
on it, and we sprinkled that on and kicked it up a notch.
It was good.
It was really good. But
Molly said you make good food, and Alicia said her daughter loves roasting marshmallows. They're doing that tonight in their fireplace.
Oh, yeah, that's what we could do. We could have a bonfire.
Yeah.
We could have a bonfire. Molly is one. Molly doesn't do meat. Molly is a young mom friend that lives. I think she's an hour and a half from me, but she has to come to our area for some stuff for her in-laws. She's a caregiver, and so I love my pantry because I go down there and I'm like, I can grab this in a matter of minutes, throw it together, and I've got her fed, and there's no meat in it because it's all veggies. So, yeah. Yeah, we're creative.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, we can make other things, but when it's cold out, a good soup or a good stew, whatever. We're pretty simple. But I'm learning to cook more with spices.
They used to do the spice, cinnamon, and sugar with milk on it when he grew up.
It's good, isn't it? It's good. So we've been trying to challenge.
Alicia said, it sounds great. Let's all meet at Bonnie's for a bonfire.
You're welcome. Come on over. It would be fun. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. We're trying to persuade Amy from Broussard's Homestead, because my family always made rice pudding, and we're thinking about making that one night. And although I think we may try it with goat milk, I don't know. And we're trying to see, because of the season of I don't want to go out, and rice pudding takes more milk, and I want to, use things sparingly because our stash wasn't better. But anyways, I said, you got to try it. It's so yummy. And when you try telling them custard rice,
they're like,
and eggs in it. But then you guys, some of you talk about, what is it, jambalaya, or some of the food some of you all eat. Man, it's so good. Sounds so yummy.
Alicia said she doesn't have her passport though.
Oh, we don't have ours either. But I think I have to change some of that this year, because that law with the licenses, our state is kind of the slow one. I think if I do I don't know, I have to change my license to the, what do they call it?
I don't know.
For Homebound securities, you know how they're making you tweak your license. Some of you states have already
rice
done
pudding, and he also likes bread pudding.
Yes. Yes. Rice pudding. My grandma has a recipe that she would stand for an hour and stir and cook and stir and cook. Oh,
That's
you
something
didn't.
I could make today.
Yeah, you could. You didn't tell them what you made the other day. We actually had to hide them because they were too easy to nibble. What'd you make?
I made homemade caramels. It was my Nana's recipe.
Her
It was
great grandma's.
so good.
Yep.
It takes an hour to make one batch. And so I made 2 double batches.
Yeah, but we gifted some away.
Yeah. and then we hid some because
Then
they're
we
addicting.
hid the rest. It was like, no, we got to put them. Yeah. Yeah, they are so good. So good. So otherwise, anybody have anything they want to share? So we're gonna be looking for ideas what to do with okra because I
Sorry, Alicia. That's our family recipe.
we'll ask
I'll
my
ask.
mom if we can give it out. We'll see if we can do a video on it.
I'll see.
There's just some things that I don't want it to get lost that it was something that was hers. People can take it on as their own, down the road, and I would hate to see that lost. But I'll ask.
I could find another caramel recipe to do.
Like the banana bread, that Hawaiian banana bread video I did, or Katie did. I don't remember.
You did.
I did it. That
Alicia
recipe from when I was a little girl, a lady had given it to my mom. And she was the only one that had it until I made a video on it.
Grampy said you can pickle the okra. That's what I've heard. And you can also fry it. I can't wait to grow it.
I know. We just...
Because people keep saying, well, you can buy it in the store, but it's not the same. And so I'm like, no, I want to grow it.
Once we get the raised beds here, our neighbor just came outside and was looking at us like, what are you doing? You're talking to your computer. Kind of funny. Once we get raised beds made and get the soil in them and all that, then we'll be able to do what we can do is getting to that point of how we're going to do it. Sounds like there's going to be a little more hope. My whole thing has been not falling into being discouraged about it and I was almost didn't know if it was going to happen this year. And it's like, but there has to be a way. And I guess for me, the biggest thing I learn is letting go and realizing God has a plan, how it's all going to work out. And it's when I let go and sit back, that plan is always so much better than what I do. Someone said, if you're going through something, make a bowl of popcorn, sit back and eat your popcorn and look at the situation or your life as a movie screen and watch it play out. And when it let go, there's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I think if we all look at even what's going on now, we want to pray, we want to be safe, but we don't want to be panicked. But it's to sit back and see the beauty in everything. See,
Alicia said she's doing so much better now that she's not constantly watching the news. Let go and let God.
Yep. It is. And it's do what we can. I'm hoping this does all go down sooner than we realize. We keep praying that it is less. But in all of it, I guess I look at people that are going through some really terrible journeys of health and cancer and different things. You look at how they don't know what's ahead, but it's the beauty of their journey that is such a testimony. And I guess those people are, so many times that's the ones that I'm just like, what I'm going through is nothing. Katie and I both say, yep, there may be bumps in the road, but they're not the things like so many people. So many people go through so much worse, but they're still, they exhibit such a beauty in how they walk that road
Mhm.
that is such a testimony
Mhm.
of how us, as this is a bump in the road for everybody, it's a bump in the road for the world, but it's how can we go through it. Like I said, my friend passed away yesterday,
Mhm.
and I miss her. I know she's in heaven with her husband. My heart has been torn because her daughter is doing this all alone. She has no other sibling. All her siblings have passed. She's only 60 years old. My friend, the daughter, my friend was 90. And, you know, my they live in Oklahoma. The daughter's in Arkansas. They're so far away, but I could sit on the phone and we could talk and we could share special stories of her mom. I just think, wow, it's I guess the key is let's not go get so distracted with this thing in front of our face that we miss the beauty around us. Let's not let this thing so blind us to what we can do, the enjoyment, because that's the thing that happens. It can be robbed. Our joy can be robbed. Our laughter can be robbed. Our creativity can be robbed. All those things can be taken away if we're not careful. If we're focusing on this, and yes, we want to focus, but we want to look at what impact you can be, what an impact you can do, the changes you can do. It, it's like that's
Mhm.
what keeps this world. That's what keeps people going. That's what, and it's to look that there's still joy and there's like even people have told me there's always junk going to happen. There's always stuff. And this is just a different. But you look at people how in the past,
Mhm.
I'm thankful we aren't sitting here with, you know, um, military planes. I mean, looking in our different areas, it could be so much worse, friends. It could be so much worse. And yes, this isn't good. And yes, you've had to be bunkered down. But look at the good in it. Look at the beauty in it. Be creative. Encourage people around you. Encourage through your channels. Encourage through talking on the telephone, or sending that email. Encourage each other to see the beauty. As I'm sitting here, I'm looking around my yard. Green grass is peeking up, even though it's 24 degrees, but it's sunny. It is sunny. I woke up alive. Each
Mhm.
day, we're not promised tomorrow. So take
Mhm.
today and make a difference.
Mhm.
To take today and put a smile on someone's face. Take today and do something of kindness to somebody that you can in a safe way that doesn't compromise somebody else's health or whatever's all going on. But you can be that difference. I can be that difference. We can be world changers even in all this. Even in all this. Not don't let this shake us. Don't let this get us down. Because you know what? This is just a bump in the road, you know? And we're gonna we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. We
Mhm.
keep getting texts. How are you doing? We're having fun. Yes, we're aware of things, but I'm having fun. I actually have to say, I am having fun.
Mhm.
Even though I can't go anywhere. Some of you don't know. I had to give up having a car a year ago. I do not own a car of my own. She has a car. People say, well, you could take her car before all this and go places. But that's her vehicle. I want to respect that. Do I use it for appointments? Yes. And then I thought, wow, what's this going to be like? You know what? I still enjoy life. If I have to get somewhere, I can. But it's not the end. It's not, like, again, it could be so much worse.
Mm-hmm.
It could be so much worse. Be thankful. Be grateful. Enjoy and celebrate. And as I'm so excited, my neighbor's over there going, what is she so cheery about? But it's true. It's true. We've got, it's just, I look at the grass coming up and it's like, yep, we might get dumped with a whole blanket of snow again. But the birds are out. I don't know if you can hear them. The crows are out.
Alicia said life can be what you make it.
It is. It is. And I want to tell you that besides what's going on with what the whole world is going through, I want to really, really, that's going to be my voice to others. If you're going through something else, please, 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 friends, don't let that situation rob your joy. There was a season that our family walked through a really rough, many, many years. And I look back and I'm thinking, why didn't I walk that road out different? Why did I let those situations make me feel so miserable? Why did I think, I walked through it and, kind of did the thing. But man, you know what? I could have had so much more fun and joy and more skip to my step. I did, but I didn't. And I guess I look back and I'm thinking, I can't get those years back. That's why I got to live to be 99, because I'm going to get those years back. And the Bible says God gives back. But what I want to say to you is, whatever you're going through, don't let it steal your joy. Don't let it steal your happiness. Don't let it, block your vision. Block the beautiful things that are still before you. This stuff may be crazy, but we're going to figure out ways. We're going to get those seeds planted. We're going to do that garden. We're going to figure it out. And you can help hold me, put pressure on me if I say I'm worried or concerned. Help say, well, wait a minute here. Don't let that get distracted, because you know what? That can happen to all of us. So, are you freezing?
Yeah, my
She's
nose is
freezing,
running.
and her nose is dripping. And no, we're not sick. It's cold.
It's
It's the weather that makes your nose feel like Rudolph. Feels like a red nose. But it's been really fun to check in. We may do this a little more often since the little guy's around here and we can actually say hi without distractions. We're going to watch what all you guys are doing and your plants and your gardens. And you know what? If you guys want to send me a picture of your flowers, your garden or something, I would love that. Would make my heart sing, because we can't see any flowers.
Yeah.
There is no flowers here. There is nothing. Yeah, there's nothing. And I think a little once in a while we see tiny little, we thought buds on the trees, but I don't even know if that's happening. It is bare. It is really bare.
Yeah.
So we love seeing what you're all doing. And you guys
You can
have
see
fun.
my breath in the air.
Can you? Not too bad. It's not that cold yet.
You can.
Yeah. So check out each other. Support each other. Katie's actually going to be in a Safeway today, delivering some of her
water balloons.
Reusable, eco-friendly water balloons that she makes. I think parents are desperate for some, even though we can't have water fun outside.
They're on my Etsy store.
They can, check out She Moves Mountains Etsy store. And
that'll be fun.
Yeah, their kids will have water fights or whatever indoors.
Or in the bathtub.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Or Easter baskets.
I will say they are amazing. They wash up so nice, and you can use them adults can have fun. Kids, bathtub,
Daycares,
daycare.
youth groups.
Yeah, they're pretty
Anyways.
amazing. So
They're fun.
yeah. So yep. So we'll be canning today. We'll be listening to you guys and laughing. We laugh out loud. My son will come up. What are you laughing about? When you guys laugh, we laugh with you, and we cheer you on, and we get excited with each other. And my son will come up. What are you doing? Oh, and then we tell him, and he just kind of goes, "Oh, okay." He's not a gardener. No, he's that techie person. So
No, not Safeway. A person locally to us ordered them from me, so I'm meeting her in a safe way.
a safe distance.
Yeah, safe distance. I'm gonna deliver them to her
So
quickly.
so she said she's gonna bring a bag
I'm just gonna hand it to her.
and have the lady, the minute she gives her the money, she can put the money in a bag.
It might be overreacting. I don't know.
Wear gloves. Just wear
I'll
gloves.
put the money in the bag quickly,
Put it
and
in
then
the
put hand
gloves.
sanitizer on. I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
No, it's not Safeway a store. It's a local person who bought them.
We don't have Safeway here. We have Cub Foods. We have Hy-Vee. What do we have?
Target, Walmart,
Target,
Whole Foods.
Walmart, Whole Foods, Dollar Store, we don't have a Dollar General real close to us, but we have Dollar Tree.
We have Festival.
We don't have Festival.
Yeah, it's down the street.
What?
A couple miles down that way. Festival.
Oh, yeah, there's one, very few left. Festival Foods.
Yeah.
Country Market. We have a few of those. And we have Quick Trips. And
I
we
think
have
Safeway
Casey's.
is American. It's not in our state. It might be in other states. I don't know.
Yeah, when a few years ago when I was big time into couponing, now I do more natural we do things more natural than what we used to. Well, she used to do things and I kind of just changed everything over again. But there was a time that I was couponing, and instead of always having the big huge pantry, I had the stockpile of where my family members could come and do all their shampoos and hair conditioners and all that kind of stuff.
Sorry.
Anyways, they would talk about different stores, and now through you guys, I hear so many of those names of the stores that you'd see the amazing bargains that we
Deb's
don't.
Way said
we
she
don't
remembers
have here.
shopping at Cub Foods in Minnesota and Rainbow. Rainbow is no more existing.
Yeah, Rainbow's gone.
Yeah.
Rainbows are shut down. After it was Rainbow, it was, what was the other store after Rainbow? It was something else.
I don't know.
And that, yeah, they're all gone. So Cub Foods is kind of, but Hy-Vee is coming in more and more strong, and so is Quick Trip.
No, Alicia, I'm okay.
What?
She's like, don't freeze, go inside.
Yeah, we should probably go inside. Well, maybe we'll chat. She had said earlier we should do it in the house, and I said, but let's enjoy it before the snow comes or it gets super cold.
Yeah.
So.
Bye, Grampy.
But
Have a
maybe
good day.
we'll come on later or a different day, but you all have a good day.
Alicia's gonna go play games with Jacob and
Well, have
Katie
fun
while
with the
Corey's
games. Have fun with the games.
yes, have fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna go figure out something.
I kind of miss
do.
that. I can't. That's the hard part. It's like I can't say
They're playing
let's
inside.
let's go visit the grandkids because you
Can't
know
go
we
anywhere.
have to stay home. It's not hard. It's just different. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like now's the time you have time to go do something. But
Thank you, Deb's Way, for joining us.
We're gonna
It was
get all our
fun.
projects. We're gonna get all our stuff done. I should be doing one thing you can pray for me about is in this time I could be doing so many deep organizing sometimes of my paperwork. But that is the thing with this brain. concussion thing
Yeah.
is it's hard for me on some things to stay to. Like I'll get focused and then I go like this, or scroll, 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 and it's like now's this time to do some of these things, but it takes everything in me to think about even doing that, and it's almost overwhelming. But the neurologist told me that's normal. Even though you may want to do all those things right now, you have to just give yourself time and just realize that's something you maybe don't do right now. You do it later. You can do this. And I said, I know, but I want to get that stuff done. I don't like lists. I like to have it all done. And so this has been a journey. When I say you let go for you and see what you can do, I'm speaking to myself because it has been a journey, but I'm still going to find joy in it. Remember, we've got that quilt of life. And what's that new piece that you can put in your quilt of life? Don't look at the threads. Look at the beautiful other side. Imagine that piece of fabric. If you were putting a quilt together, what would that fabric look like? And what would it represent? That's what I want you to think about. Think about the good. Think about the amazing moments. So I'm going to get little Miss Warm Fur Baby here, get her indoors.
I'm always cold. I'm always cold.
Because she's that girl that wants to wear socks with her sandals and not wear shoes. You're funny.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Should have put my boots on.
But you know what? When it gets to be 40 degrees, you'll see people in their shorts and
Not me.
sandals with no socks. Crazy, huh? Crazy. Well, you all take care. Oh, if you have any prayer requests, I can't see them, but if you want to put them in the comments
Or email them.
To me, we will be praying. But if you want to list them in here, then other people that are still on or that want to come watch it, or if you think of it later, put in the comments below or in the comment section. Let's rally and pray for each other, encourage each other.
Yep.
Do what we can do, right? Don't focus on what you can't do. That's something we can all do, is lift and encourage each other. And share the love in a safe way. Maybe you have seeds that can bless somebody. Maybe you have seeds that somebody else doesn't have.
Pray for her low blood pressure.
Oh my, we will. Okay. What else? Does anybody else?
Not yet.
Well, here, I'm going to end in a prayer. And then we will look at them and I will go back and write them down. I promise we will do that. Dear Lord, God, we just thank you for today. We thank you for the todays, and we trust in you for the tomorrows. We thank you for being with those that are battling sicknesses. Lord, I pray that you be with them, be with the medical staff, be with all those people that have to be out beyond the comforts of their homes and their yards, Lord. We ask for a hedge of protection around them, God. Lord, we ask that what's going on is less, that you can put a stomp to it, God. We ask that you just be with each and every situation. We pray for finances, for those that are being affected by what's going on. We pray for food. We pray for shelter. We pray for housing. We pray, God, that like the fishes and the loaves of bread, that you can expand the food, expand it, make it last, let people that don't feel prepared, Lord, give them peace, give them comfort. We ask that word panic not be a word anymore, that people will just be able to rest in you. They will find faith in you, find hope in you, but be able to rest and know you have the control of this. Let us see beauty and joy and hope and laughter, community and family and friendship and love. Let us pour out love in the healthy ways that are put upon us. But there's so many ways that we can pour out love to each other. Thank you for the gardens that are growing. Thank you for the rain that you bring to the areas that need rain. Thank you for showing us that us in the areas where we don't have it, that we know that somewhere in the ground there are plants and they'll pop up again. They will pop up again. But it's in the waiting. Let us find joy and happiness. We thank you for everything that each one of us have, and those out there that have needs. God, thank you for supplying them. Thank you for being with those that are shut in, that are alone, Lord. Show people how to reach out to them, to let them know they're thought of and cared for. I think of the picture I saw the other day of a man sitting in a lawn chair outside the window of his father's room in a nursing home. And they were talking on the telephones, but they could see each other through a window. Well, how many people in our world and in our neighborhood, we could just look through a window and wave. Just wave and say, hey, I see you. Or, hey, put that smile through somebody. Let's be those people. Let's be that difference. We give this whole world and situation to you. We trust in you. We pray that you give us strength through it, wisdom, discernment. We pray for traveling mercies. We thank you for everything. And so we trust in you through it all. In your precious and holy name. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Be blessed, everybody. You know what? The winds cooled out. The wind stopped. It's actually warm. Doesn't it? Did you notice?
Yeah.
The cold air isn't blowing. It is actually warm. Like you feel the warmth of the sun in a way. That a little bit ago it was really cold. Wow. Thank you for that. Thank you for the warmth. So hope you all having a good day. Love to you all. And until next time, be so blessed and take care. Bye. Let them keep chatting and we'll keep us going.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.